Hey everybody, Sister Fantastic here. Welcome to today's video. Today is a get ready with me, and I've already done my eyeshadow primer, and I've got, washed my face and did some skincare, and so I am ready to go. I think I'm going to go like a classic old school Hollywood kind of a thing. And I haven't really used this palette here that I received in an ice cream beauty box, and I want to use it. It's called Base Blue. And it looks like this on the inside. So, but that smoky kind of dark navy blue right there is really calling my name. So I think I'm gonna start with it. And it's like a slate gray kind of a color. And so let's just see what happens here with some basic neutrals and cool tone, cool tone shadows. And I'm using this little slanted fluffy brush from Mayage, and it picks up the product really good. And this product right here is pretty dark. So I really don't want to use any more of this color on this eye. So I'm going to just blend what I've got laid down. And smoke it up. So anyway, I'm thinking kind of like a bluish gray kind of a look today. Cool toned. And maybe some eyeliner. And a red lip. Doesn't that sound pretty? So I'll just kind of take it old school Hollywood if I can. Classic. The red lip and smoky eye with cool tones. I like these bluish gray tones. I have blue eyes, so it's anything that I can use that's going to help enhance my eye color without taking away or competing against it is usually what I lean towards. And so this kind of matches my eye color. My eyes are blue, but I think that they look different, like different shades of blue according to whatever eyeshadow I'm wearing. Some days they look more blue than others. But there may be some gray in my eyes as well. I don't know. Okay. Maybe just a tiny bit more right here in the crease. Okay, now let me find me a flat brush here. I've got a lot of brushes right here, and I want to. Let me use this one. This is from BH Cosmetics. It's kind of a short, stubby little brush. But anyway, I'm going to go into this, well, there's so many colors here to choose from. There's a little bit of dark blue right there, but I'm going to skip over it. And then there's like this brownish gray, and I'm going to skip over it. And so anyway, I'm thinking maybe this like off-white kind of color for the lid. Let's see what happens. Like it's like a flesh tone. And I do believe it has a little bit of like pearl essence to it, like a satin finish. So just getting that in there. Something light on the lid. This palette is so pretty, it's almost a shame to even dip into it and use it. It's so artistic. It's almost like you want to save it as a collector's item. So if you have this palette, you'll have to let me know down in the comments. Or if you had this palette, let me know down in the comments. Is this something you would use? Or is it something you would just keep in your stash and, you know, have it as a collector's item and preserve? Its appearance. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. It's just a simple, you know, 2 shadows. And so now with a flat brush, I think I am going to go into that pretty blue in the corner, but I'm going to use it with this little flat brush, and we're going to go underneath the lash line. It's like a, ooh, it's a teal, but it's got, underneath it, you can see as I pick up the teal, there's like a brown that's showing up. So it makes you wonder. Okay, just a little out here. Just to rim the eyes, kind of give it, you know, a larger eye look. And I'll probably go in with some liner in the waterline or something like that. This is really wild on this particular shade. Makes me wonder what's going to happen to my palette once this blue's all gone. Is it going to pick up brown or what? So I'm trying to go in the little spots where the blue is still showing, but it's disappearing very quickly. Some shadows are like that. They'll have like a thin layer of shimmer on top, and then once that's gone, it turns into a matte. And I know you all know what I'm talking about, but I don't think I've ever had one that's been like one color and then it turns into another color. So, but that's what this is doing here. So the color of the girl's ear on the side of her face is what's appearing once this blue is gone. See? How unusual. All right, so let's see what happens here in this outer V with this brown color. And we'll just blend that into what I just laid down. It's pretty pigmented. So just deepening that up a little bit. And blending that into the blue. Well, this is going to be quite kind of dramatic. I didn't really plan this. But anyway, that's the thing that's fun about makeup. That's it. You don't necessarily have to plan it. And it's like, you know, creating art is fun because it evolves. And you really don't know exactly how things are going to turn out sometimes. Okay, I'm going to try to stay away from that dark brown from here on out. But that blue that was up there in that corner is now gone. So it kind of makes me wonder what's going to happen with all this other. It's curious. Curiouser and curiouser. Okay, I think that's basically what I'm going to do for the eye look today. Let me go off camera, put on some complexion products and do my brows and find some mascara and what have you. And I'm going to apply an eyeliner too. And then I'll come back and we'll do lips and highlighters together. All right, see you in a few. Okay, y'all, I'm back and this is the finished eye look. Since I used that brown kind of like out there in that outer V, I opted out on the eyeliner. And it looks kind of purplish when you mix it with that blue. I think it's kind of pretty. So anyway, I did my complexion products. And for the blush and bronzer today, I used this Pavlova palette from Trifle Cosmetics. I got this in an ice cream beauty box. And I've really not paid a lot of attention to it because the pans are kind of small and, you know, it's difficult. And so anyway, I swatched some shades and I opted for this one here on the peachy circle for the bronzer. And then I mixed this reddish one with this one together for a little bit of like blush. I don't know. I just was playing and I was mixing colors. So anyway, now I'm ready to do highlighter. And I think I'm going to go into this lightest one here in the palette under the sweetness circle and try that and see what happens. I just wish the pans were bigger. You know, if they had done a, you know, a larger palette. You know, I know they were trying to give us like 6 different shades, but all these kind of have a shimmer and a glow to them. And to me, honestly, I think that this could be like an eyeshadow palette, maybe with blush and highlighter over here. But none of these really suited me just fine for bronzer. I mean, it wasn't bad, but I normally choose a matte bronzer. But a glowy bronzer is not bad. Anyway. Wow, that's very glowy. This is really pretty. So, I mean, the glow is definitely here on this palette. In fact, I think I want to take a little eyeshadow brush and use some of this as an inner corner highlight. Let me find something appropriate. Let's use this one here. I'm gonna use that that same shade as an inner corner highlight, and then I may go into this light one here for over under the brow bone. Let's use the lightest one first. And I put on a couple of different mascaras. I'm just playing around with combinations. And I built up the volume pretty good, and so I was satisfied with the way that the lashes looked. So I opted out, because the depth of the darkness of the shadow, I opted out on false lashes today. So I'm just going to keep this easy today. That's pretty. Look at that. That's really pretty. Let's use a little bit more underneath the tear duct here. Yeah, I like that. Okay, now I'm going to go into that like peachy shade. It's like a light tan. And I'm going to use that right here underneath the brow bone. And it's going to give a nice glow, but it's not too bright. And it's going to blend in with that blue really nice. Yeah. See, it gives the brow a lift without looking... Well, there's probably still some of that white left on the brush. But anyway. That's a pretty light shade, though. That'd make a really nice highlighter for medium to darker complexions. Or even on the lid. So let me just use some of it right there on the lid. I really wasn't satisfied with that white shade that I used earlier from the eyeshadow palette. That's better. Okay, now this, I just felt like it needed something more than that matte. It fit, when I applied it, it looked like it had somewhat of a sheen to it, but it just kind of disappeared. I mean, it wasn't any time at all. By the time I finished putting on my makeup, the sheen was gone. That's better. Okay, so you have to let me know what you think about this little palette, if you received it or not. But this cheek look is let me blend just a little bit more right here. So the bronzer that I was talking about, this one called Peachy, it's a pretty color. But it does have a little bit of a glow to it. Anyway, I have to play with that some more. Maybe just use it as an eyeshadow palette. I don't know. All right, time to do lips. And I want a red lip today. So I'm going to go into this little lip liner here that I'm really stuck on. Choose Rosme. And I'm going to apply that to the lips. And I'm going to find a really pretty red liquid lipstick. I always feel like I need a lip liner whenever I wear red lipstick. Just to help it to stay in the lines and, you know, keep from feathering into fine lines. Okay. Gotta keep up with these little lids. I dropped a lid in the floor a while ago. I gotta remember to pick it up. Okay, lipstick. I've got so many pretty red ones that have recently come in. Let's take a look at this one from Lorella. Look at that. That is bright. And it is a beautiful, like, pinky red. So I'm going to apply this very carefully. Oh my. We're going to have to blot this. That is so pigmented. Alright, let me use a lip brush and perfect it. And I feel like it needs a lip gloss because it is drying. But look at that, even the colors on the brush. Let me keep hold of this brush though, because I'm going to find me a lip gloss here. And let me use this one from Shaquinho. It's like a lip plumping type lip gloss. The paddle's kind of weird, but there's no spongy type applicator, or on the applicator. So you have to be careful. That feels better already, just getting that on my lips. Okay, now let's perfect it. Oh yeah, this lipstick really needs a lip gloss. Wow. Wow. Now I feel like I need to blot. So let me grab a blotting paper here. I keep some paper towels handy just for this purpose, because you never know when you're going to get into a lipstick pickle. And you need to smooth things out. That's better. Okay, maybe just a little more lip gloss. Huh, I'm about to get it here, y'all. Okay, almost there. Okay, much better. Much better. So, I need to clean this brush now. Let me just set it right there, then I'll carry it in the bathroom and wash it out. Okay, I gotta stop. But anyway, this is the look for today. Very nice. Let's see if we can't finish this item one hit. Setting spray. There might be a little smidge left. Just a tiny little smidge. But anyway, try to get one more use out of it. That felt good, just spraying everything down. Today's foundation, I used the Yensa, here, let me show you this primer. The Yensa Tone Up Essential Glow Primer over my moisturizer. It was really nice, and it smooths out the complexion on those days where you don't feel like you want to wear any foundation. It's great all by itself, but I did want to wear a foundation, and so I chose the Kokie HD Skin Perfect foundation. This is a very light, thin, but very pigmented formula, and you can build it up to full coverage. which is what I did. And so anyway, I'm very satisfied with the way that looked. And then I used a concealer from Yoma Beauty, which is close to my skin tone. Really close. I usually use a lighter shade. But anyway, my usual powders, the By Terry, underneath the eyes and in the areas where I wanted to brighten. And then the OPV Beauty. Let me show it to you. OPV Beauty London. It's a translucent powder, loose setting powder. I really like this. It really blurs and smooths out the skin. And so those are the products that I used on my complexion. And of course I showed you the bronzer and the blush and the highlighter already. And then this little palette for the eyeshadow. And then of course my Brow Gal brow pencil. My brand new one. But anyway, what do y'all think? Okay, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. I'm going to take some pictures, and that way you can see everything close up. Just a really nice smoky eye today. And it's a classic Hollywood look with this red lip. You have to work on these red lips a little bit. Spend a little time to get them just right. I'm still not completely satisfied, but at least it's not as dry and, you know, pigmented as what it was when I first put it on. This L'Oreal is not playing, y'all, when it comes to this lipstick. All right, that is it for me today. Leave me a comment, a thumbs up on the video. If you haven't subscribed already, I'd like to invite you to do so. Appreciate you all coming to stop in and see my video today. And I will be chatting back with you in the comments. And for all that YouTube love, I say thank you very much. All right, y'all, have a great day. God bless you today is my prayer. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.